Hello and welcome to Future Leaders in Philadelphia. I'm your host, Derrick Sawyer. We bring you this show so we can highlight young people in our community and local organizations who are striving to make Philadelphia a better place. Our focus is our community's next generation of leaders. Today, we're talking to members of the F.O.C.U.S Youth Network. This nonprofit organization strives to provide youth with life-changing experiences in order to help them reach their full potential. The educational and recreational activities focus on areas such as wellness, nutrition, character development, science, and math. The main goal of this network of recreation centers is to promote social change within urban and inner city neighborhoods. Here to tell us about the F.O.C.U.S Youth Network and his work with urban youth is founder and executive director Devin Buchanan. Devin, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
So tell me a little bit about your background. How did you get involved in F.O.C.U.S?
I grew up in Southwest Philadelphia, and I always felt like there were some other things that I wanted to do outside of the traditional sports and things like that. And so my parents put me into a wilderness camp and some other activities that were just kind of the untraditional thing.
Right.
And so I decided, as I grew older and I really got into being outdoors and doing outdoor recreation, I wanted to do something that allowed me to pass that experience on to younger people. And so I decided to start the F.O.C.U.S Youth Network.
Great. So what does F.O.C.U.S stand for?
So F.O.C.U.S is actually an acronym. It stands for Finding Ourselves Creates Unlimited Success, because I truly believe that if you provide youth with extraordinary experiences, you'll produce an extraordinary individual. And so our goal is really to provide those innovative opportunities that youth just don't have traditionally to take part of.
So how did you transition that wilderness experience into the urban setting?
As I'm a health and PE teacher by profession, right. So as I start to think about what kids really need to do, and I call it living a lifetime of wellness.
Right.
As I start to think about what they really need to do, a lot of those deficiencies that they have are because they don't have the lack of space, or they don't have the opportunity to do things outside or really know about it. Mm-hmm. And so there's just so many things that I think kids, particularly in the inner city, that if they have the opportunity, if they're exposed to it, it creates a change in their life. It creates a change in their mindset and what they actually think is possible.
So you use the word opportunity. What opportunities are there available for Philadelphia students or youth?
So Philadelphia is a very densely populated place. It's, there's a lot of very motivated kids. And so when you talk about the opportunity, I think a lot of them first think of their opportunity to play sports or do the things that they see their friends doing. And so when I think of opportunity, I think of a chance for them to do something they've never done. And so we do a fashion show every year.
Right.
A lot of students are very much into fashion. They're very much into dancing and kind of that pop culture. And so this gives us an opportunity to engage a number of students, but then also give them an opportunity to think about, maybe I want to get into entrepreneurship. Maybe I want to get into fashion design. And so that's just one avenue that we do. And it gives us an opportunity to raise money, but also engage a large number of youth in one event.
You talked about money, which is important. You're a nonprofit.
Absolutely.
Do you take donations?
We do. Primarily, that's, I have it takes a village. And so I have a close group of people that definitely help to make sure that we have the resources we need to move that mission forward. And, right now the goal is to provide those youth with things they've never done. And of course that takes money. It takes, funds to do that. And so I have a number of different ways, whether it's, just offering my own funds or just raising money through selling products, and my shirts, things like that.
So if someone wanted to donate to your cause, how would they go about doing that?
So we do have a website. It's FOCUSYouthNetwork.org. We have a nice big donate sign right in the corner, so you can't miss it. But again, we appreciate what anybody can do for the organization. And I have a full-time job, so all the money that goes to the organization goes directly to our youth and providing those experiences.
So you talked about being a fitness instructor. Did you play sports yourself?
I did. So I grew up playing baseball, basketball, and soccer. And I actually am a baseball coach now.
Great.
And I coach competitive baseball all over the city. And it just gives me another way to give back and provide, that experience that I had growing up. And, unfortunately, for a number of years, I was one of the only African Americans playing baseball on a baseball
yeah.
team. So that's definitely one thing that I like to do to give back.
Yeah, it was just a study about the diminishing number of African Americans in baseball.
Absolutely.
So I guess you can contribute to trying to lead people in that direction, right?
Absolutely, and I'm very fortunate to be part of the Phillies RBI program, and they're very supportive of what we do, as well as the Focus Youth Network, and so there's a great partnership there. But also, it allows me to reach people and reach young men in a different way that I don't normally have the opportunity to do, and so I can kind of join those two and say, you know what, we have this RBI opportunity, which is reviving baseball in inner cities, but we also have the opportunity to build that relationship through Focus Youth Network.
So in addition to sports, what are some of the things that you help out with the children?
Yeah, so as we talk about, we have 3 main pillars, and so it's wellness and nutrition education, character development, and then post-secondary success, which is kind of folded into math, STEM programs, and also a scholarship program as well. And so I actually brought some of the people here that are part of our network we'll talk to later, but as far as wellness and nutrition programs, we do cooking classes, so I run a Cooking with Coach program, and then also a Picky Eaters Club, which is geared towards younger kids, and teaching them more about nutrition and what I call living a lifetime of wellness. Second is our character development, and so that's a number of our activities. Our fashion show. I also run a Brothers program, which stands for Brothers Reaching Out to Help Each Reach Success. And the goal for that is to allow young men a safe space where they can engage in these activities and not feel like they're the only person who really wants to do it. And then the third thing is post-secondary success. And so we offer 2 $500 scholarships to deserving seniors in the city. We have 2 of them here today who have just been a great asset to the network, but just also are young, great young people that we're so proud to support.
Talked about character development. How do you tie in, let's say, a fashion show into character development?
So my big thing is youth expression. Do youth have the opportunity to truly express themselves? And then what does that look like? And when, as a teacher, when I see the opportunities for youth, they go to school, they're in school 8 hours a day, and a lot of times their voice isn't heard. And so when I think about the fashion show, it's an opportunity for them to do something and the spotlight is on them. So it builds confidence, it builds a sense of communication, but they've also had an opportunity to network with kids they've never met before, professionals around the city, especially at the fashion show. I mean, we were fortunate to have 250 people there this year, a number of community members, just people who are completely supportive of our youth. And so they recognize that opportunity and have been appreciative of it, so it's great.
And how long has this program been in place?
So the Focus Youth Network started in November of 2016. Although I've been doing the work for a long time.
Formalized it, right?
I just had to formalize it, make sure the government knew what I was doing.
There we go.
But since then it's just been a blessing. It's been a great opportunity to serve a number of youth and have them really show me and help to teach me what it is to find themselves and really figure out what they need to do to succeed.
Well, when you have these students come into your program, are there any special requirements? What's the process like?
Typically, the students are people that I have relationships with, having been a teacher at a number of schools over the city. So there are already students that I have a relationship with. Otherwise, they have to fill in an intake form, which allows me to know what they are interested in, what types of activities they like to participate in, what type of home they come from, the demographics, what part of the city they're from. And so that gives me a better opportunity to serve them and not just provide kind of what I consider a shotgun approach.
Right. So technology, how do they like technology, right?
They do.
Tell me a little bit about the technology component.
They do. I love social media.
Right.
I consider myself, I guess I'm on the brink of millennial. I'm not quite sure, but I love social media. And so I engage with them a lot on social media. I try to meet them where they are.
Gotcha.
And so, Instagram is something that we use a lot of. I start groups on Instagram and give them an opportunity to engage with me, ask questions, feel like the programs are actually for them. And so I'll send them, a program directly to them on Instagram, say, "Hi, I really would love for you to be there, be a part of this."
Gotcha.
And it makes them feel like they're part of something special.
Right.
But then also just making sure that, as far as technology, we're teaching them, how to use what already comes natural to them, and then how to turn that into, a money-making venture in the future. There's a lot of opportunity out there on social media, and so it's teaching young people about the opportunity and not the entertainment.
Gotcha. So, is there a cost for the students to join your program?
Yeah. So our membership is $180 per year, and that includes a number of our programs, a lot of free programs. There's a nominal cost for some of the other ones, but also because we offer such a variety of programs, we recognize that not everyone is for every student.
Right.
And so, some can pay as they go and can come and go. And our goal is to really engage them as much as possible, make sure they feel like they're part of the community. But if they are doing one program or two programs, I make sure that I am talking to them, that I'm being a mentor to them, daily.
How do you get the information about the programs out to the students?
So aside from social media, we do have a large mailing list, and people can sign up for our mailing list on our website. It's right on the homepage. We're active with our mailing list. We're always letting them know about upcoming programs, but also trends in education, services around the city, things like that, because the goal is really to be a network, and to be a resource for them.
So obviously you're passionate about your program.
Yeah. What
do you hope that the students that come through your program get out? What's your goal, ultimate goal?
Well, I think there's something to be said about intrinsic motivation. To find something that motivates you, and you don't need anything outside to push you towards what you believe to be success. Everybody's belief about success is different.
That's right.
And so to make sure that they understand that their path is theirs, they're unique, they're individuals, and they were created that way. And so this is just to give them an opportunity to find what it is they enjoy doing and then find that path to success. And we just try to offer those opportunities and then point them in the right direction.
And that's an important statement that you made, because a lot of times people view success based off of what someone else thinks success is.
Exactly.
So how do you get them to understand that they decide what their success is, not someone else?
Well, I think it's the uniqueness in each program. I think allowing a child, there's something that clicks. When I have a child who does a cooking class for the first time,
right, and
they're meeting new kids in that surrounding, there's something that happens, and it's a lot of times it's hard for me to put a finger on it. But I think that's one of the things that I struggle with Focus Youth Network is trying to make it completely transparent that, intrinsic motivation isn't always measurable.
Yep.
It's not always, it's very subjective, but making sure that they understand that whoever they are is good enough.
That's right.
And that, this program is just one of many that are going to point you in the right direction. And as long as you go in it wholeheartedly, you're with an open mind, you'll get something out of it. Okay,
so we have about 30 minutes left to break. Share with us one of your favorite success stories.
Yeah. So one of my young mentees, he did 2 of my cooking programs. He did Young Men Can Cook, and it was the first one I did. It was 5 young people. And then he did my Cooking with Coach program. It was about 15. And he felt like he was confident enough where he decided to try out for Master Chef Junior. Nice. Though he didn't make it, just the feeling and watching him grow and watching him feel more confident enough to do that was very, made me very proud. And then also, just being able to offer those scholarships to young people is something that we take pride in. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I think you have a lot to offer the community, and I want to say keep up the good work. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. When we come back, we're going to hear from some of the young people participating with the F.O.C.U.S program. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Future Leaders of Philadelphia. I'm your host, Derrick Sawyer. Today we're highlighting the F.O.C.U.S Network, a nonprofit to developing your urban youth to contributing members in their communities. We have already talked to Devin Buchanan, the founder and executive director of the organization. Now it's time to hear from some of the youth who are engaged in these programs. Please welcome Ian Lynch, Diamond Parks, and Destiny Summers. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So we have what, 2 seniors and 1 junior, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you're going to what school in 2 years?
Hopefully.
The South?
Oregon.
Oregon? Oh, nice. That's a long way away though. And you're going to
IUP.
IUP? Not the South, huh?
No.
And you're going to
Cheney.
Cheney University?
Yes.
Not the South.
No.
So how can we get you to change your mind and go to the South?
Bring me money.
Money? 4 scholarships, right?
Yep, give
All
me a
right,
full
you
ride
guys
and
hear
I'll
that?
come.
4 scholarship, they'll go to the South. So tell us how you got involved in F.O.C.U.S. Anybody can start. Ladies first? Shivery's not dead, right?
The first time I have gotten introduced to this program was in school because he was a teacher at our school. We started off by doing podcasts.
Right.
And later on, he started introducing us to more of his program. Me and Diamond were a part of his fashion shows. And I really, the program has really taught me a lot by being introduced to it.
So that's kind of interesting because a lot of times students and teachers don't really get along, right?
Right.
When you think about it. So what was different about Mr. Buchanan that made you want to get involved in this program?
Well, one thing that I could say about our high school, our teachers and students have a very good relationship, but something about Mr. Buchanan, he relates to the young people.
Right.
He's for the young people. A lot of teachers are about education and pushing education.
Gotcha.
He understands the problems that we go through personally. He pushes us to be better versions of ourselves.
Right.
If we're not on the right track, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? He's just really says and helps us do better.
That's huge. What about you?
He basically relates to us. He asks us questions about our opinions on certain things that we wouldn't really get asked about. He
Right.
talks to us about events that happen in the world and asks us what's our thoughts on it. So it engaged me because I'm the type of person that likes to talk about everything. I like
Great.
to watch the news and talk about that. So it's nice to have a conversation with somebody that listens to my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, becoming a young black man, Mr. Buchanan taught me, different life skills that I would need in the world, like communication, networking, and also like another mentor to have in your life.
That's important. So I'm gonna ask a good question. Focus. How does Focus help you become future leaders in the community? Because I think at the end of the day, that's our goal, to help young people become leaders, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you would agree that leadership is important.
Yes.
So how does this program help you achieve that?
Okay. This program has helped me become a future leader because I have always been in that mindset of helping others and helping others get on the right track. In my career, I'll be an artistic therapist.
Oh, that's huge.
So with my career, I'll be able to help others who do not communicate
Right.
verbally and help them see what I have become and hopefully bring them on the right road.
How did you pick artistic therapy?
So when I was as children, we want to be so many things.
Yes.
I didn't want to be an artistic therapist until 10th grade because I learned that I liked giving people advice.
Right.
I'm good at listening to people and talking to people. So also I like to do art. So I'm like, do they have something that's like art therapy? Oh, there is art therapy. Okay. And
Perfect.
then also I have learned like I said, a lot of people don't like to communicate verbally.
Right.
A lot of people shut down.
Correct.
So it's good to bring out that creative mind so they'll be able to help communicate.
Great.
Yeah, I learned communication skills from Mr. Buchanan, communication and leadership with networking. So taking the skills that he offered me and taught me and putting it towards my own life made me build better relationships with people to become successful in the career that I want to pursue in the future, which is speech pathology. And being able to communicate, my whole career is about communication, helping somebody articulate their words properly. And I feel like learning that with him will help me become successful in the future.
Great. Well, just so you know, LaSalle has a great communication program. But you didn't hear that from me. Ian.
F.O.C.U.S helped me find myself, which is also in the name. And it helped me do that because working with Mr. B showed me how much I like business, and also showed me how I like engineering because different projects require it. So yeah, that's just.
So what is it about the business piece that you like the most?
Business-wise, I like helping people create more money and increase their profits and revenue.
Great.
So working with Mr. B helped me with that.
So you can help me out. I need some more money.
I can help you.
All right, I'm gonna be talking to you. Sure. How long have you been involved in the program?
Well, basically since it kind of actually started, I've been involved since I believe it was 11th grade year.
Okay.
So I started off in the fashion show last year, which was in April. My sister was involved with it too. She participates in his event where they were bringing families together to go rock climbing and experience that whole hands-on part of it. And I was also in the fashion show this year, so yeah.
So what's your 30-second pitch if you had to sell this program to your friends? Because when you involved with something good, right, you want to share that. So each of you give me your 30-second pitch, this is why you have to be part of F.O.C.U.S.
Okay. I guess that's for me. Being a part of the F.O.C.U.S Youth Network, it is what it's about. F.O.C.U.S Youth Network. It gets youth involved. It helps the youth network with other people to get where they're going in life. Me being a part of this program, I have went to Southwest Philly and helped clean up the neighborhood. I have impacted other lives by them seeing me being a leader in their community, which I didn't live in.
Right.
It has also helped me where I want to be in the future with the skills, networking, communication, all of the hands-on things.
Right.
Basically, F.O.C.U.S Youth Network gives you the opportunity to be hands-on. It gives you the opportunity to take matters into your own hands and decide the life that you want for yourself. But it also mentors you with the programs and events so that you can realize the person that you're becoming. So if you want to realize who you are, and you need, because people need help to do that.
Right.
You should join this program.
Great.
I mean, they said it all. But I would say join F.O.C.U.S Youth because it helps you find yourself, helps you, meaning you could think that you're doing one thing and then you turn around and do something completely different. It helps you, it teaches you various kinds of life skills like networking, working independently. It helps you, it just helps you with everything. It's like a broad spectrum of different things, cooking, hands-on activities, community service, all of that. So,
well, you talked about there's a lot of different skills that you learn. Each of you talked about the fact that you're learning how to be leaders in the community and personally, right? What is your other favorite skill that you've learned since you've been with the program?
My favorite skill was networking, basically, because going into college, I would need to have the networking skills. And being in the fashion show that I was in, I actually networked with a guy who's a fashion designer at Shippensburg, and Shippensburg is right near IUP, and he asked me to model on a couple of his shows. So I guess it's just the whole point, because although I want to become a speech pathologist, I always was interested in modeling too. So it's something that I could do on the side, so it broadened my horizon. I wouldn't have to think that I only could do one thing.
I would say for me also networking, because a similar situation with you, I was walking up to my house and somebody dropped by and they were like, "Were you part of a fashion show?" I'm like, "Yes." They were like, "Would you mind modeling on my fashion line?" Sure. Networking really helps you get further in life and to do the things that you're able to do by knowing other people that are in the shoes that you want to be in.
Okay, I've got about 2 seconds, real quick.
All right, networking like them, but also being able to adapt to any situation and talk to people from different walks of life.
Great. Look, I'm really impressed with you three. I look forward to you doing great things, being leaders in your community, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have today. I'd like to thank Devin Buchanan and all the young guests from Focus Youth Network. If you would like to learn more about their organization, you can visit their website at focusyouth.network.org. I'm Derrick Sawyer, and thank you for watching Future Leaders in Philadelphia, where we believe investing in our youth is investing in our future.